A lot of great information. Hi, everybody. My name is Megan. I work for Sawgrass Technologies. We are a sublimation company, and we work with sublimation crafting. Before we get started, I just have a few questions for you all. Can you please let me know if you've taken one of our classes before, and let me know if you're going to be working alongside of me today. This will help me to understand how much depth I should go in when it comes to explaining the ins and outs of sublimation, and how slowly I should go so that everybody has a chance to catch up and we can all move on together. So it looks like it's Melissa's first class. Welcome, Melissa. We do have a few of these classes already on the Michael's YouTube channel, so you can head there to see more. We also, as much as we can, we try to upload them into our own Sawgrass Academy. I'll explain more about the Academy later on at the end of this session, but just want to get a feel for our crew today so that we can make this the best class possible. So let's see. First class. Jimmy knows a little bit. So in case you are wondering, I will be answering questions here. Also, Jimmy L., he is our resident sublimation expert. He will also be answering questions for you in the chat function. So if you have any questions and you see him answer, that is a very reliable answer from Jimmy. So between him and I, we'll try to get all your questions answered today. Got a lot of first-time class takers. Second one, but only watching. Still trying to understand the process. First class, first class, first class. We have our friend Lori, who attends just about everything. I think she has cameras in my house even. So Lori has attended a few classes. I think she's our only person who's attended a class before. So this is great. Thank you all for letting me know. And I will take my time. I will answer any questions you have, and I will give you as much basic information about sublimation and Sawgrass that I can. So it looks like probably everybody is in here. We've got a pretty good group. So I'm going to get started so that we have enough time for questions at the end. So today we are making this shirt. If you are a country music fan, or maybe a Luke Bryan fan, the Sunrise, Sunburn, Sunset, Repeat song, this is what this shirt is based off of. And I thought that was a lot of fun for the summertime. So we are going to learn how to make this shirt today. Let's get started by diving into our Sawgrass Creative Studio. Sawgrass Creative Studio is located at sawgrassink.com. That's sawgrassink.com. Up here in the upper toolbar is where you can click on Creative Studio. And then you can click on Start Creating. Important thing to note about Creative Studio: you can access it as a free member. You can also access it as a premium member. Quickly, as a free and premium member, you can upload your own designs. You have access to all of our templates, which are hundreds based off of the dealers that work with us. You have access to a bunch of designs, backgrounds, elements, hundreds of free fonts. As a premium member, you get to upload your own font and a few other things, but I'm not going to go into all that today because that's not the point of this class. So, as I said before, we have hundreds of blank product templates to work with. Today, we are not doing traditional sublimation. Today, we are working with EasySubli Vinyl. Now, let me break down traditional sublimation versus working with EasySubli Vinyl. Traditional sublimation, you print directly onto sublimation paper. And when you do that, you want to mirror your image because you'll put your paper on top of your item, you'll press it, and the image will come back at you. Here we are working with EasySubli Vinyl, which means that we are printing directly onto the vinyl. That requires a few extra steps, but we're going to get through it together. The benefit of working with EasySubli Vinyl is that you can stick this heat transfer vinyl onto just about anything. For those of you who don't know, traditional sublimation is best done on 100% light colored polyester items. That is because of the science of sublimation. What happens with sublimation is the inks, when you press an item at the proper time, temperature, and pressure using sublimation paper and sublimation inks, in a polyester shirt, the polymers will open up, or any sort of polyester covered item. The polymers will open up and the ink will turn into a gas. When you take that heat away, the polymers close up around that gas, and that gas, the image, sticks to your item. That is how sublimation works. Like I said before, best done on light colors because it is transparent, and best done on 100% polyester because the more polyester you have in an item, the more ink will stay on there and will allow your creation to be vibrant and colorful. The EasySubli Vinyl, that vinyl is coated in polymers. So when you print on it and press it, the image stays on the polymers on the vinyl, and you can put that vinyl onto an item. In our case today, we are working with a 100% cotton shirt that is colored, which would not be possible to do with traditional sublimation. So someone wants to know what's the website. Website is sawgrassink.com. We are working with Creative Studio. Which vinyl do I use with a 1000? We are working with EasySubli Vinyl from Caesar. That is the vinyl you should be printing on, no matter which Sawgrass printer you have, if you want to work with vinyl. Someone has a question about captioning. I do not know the answer to that, but I want to say, Rhea, I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. If you can help out with that, that would be fantastic. So that is the basic information that you need to know about traditional sublimation versus sublimation onto EasySubli Vinyl. So I am going to go into Creative Studio and I'm going to go to Design Canvases. Our EasySubli Vinyl is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of vinyl. So Naomi wants to know, can you use shirts that are not 100% polyester? If you're working with traditional sublimation, your shirt should be at least 50% polyester. Otherwise, it will start to look faded, which is great for a vintage look, but not great for a vibrant look. When you're working with EasySubli Vinyl, you can adhere this vinyl to any material, as long as it can handle the heat. So we're going to go to our 8.5 by 11 sheet, which is on page 5. So we have an 8.5 by 11 portrait. And now we want to start working with our design. So we are going to design elements. All of our design elements in Creative Studio are free. I'm going to go to Design Graphics. And as I said before, these are all free. These are all design-based graphics that you can use. I know that the graphic that I want to use is on page 5. So I'm going to head there. And this is kind of a grunge look that I'm looking for. So I'm going to scroll down, and it's this that I want. A far cry from what's on my shirt, but we're going to play with it so we can make this design. So I'm going to click on this little grungy looking thing we got going on here. And I'm going to unclick lock aspect ratio. So when it comes to aspect ratio, for those of you who are not familiar with designing, if your aspect ratio is locked and you pull on the corners of this design, it will shrink and expand within the same dimensions. If you unlock your aspect ratio, I'm going to be able to squish and expand this element in all different types of dimensions unevenly. So I'm going to head back to the computer, and I'm going to take this corner, and I'm going to start condensing my image. Can everyone see? Okay, I'm going to start condensing my image, and I want to kind of shrink this up and squish it a little bit. I know in my mind, I want this to be 2 inches high and 7 inches wide. So I'm going to click this, and I'm going to go to my toolbox, and I'm going to go into measurements and click on inches. So I'm close. So I'm going to shrink this a little bit to 2 inches, and I'm going to squish to 7. So this is good. This is kind of what I want. I'm going to relock my aspect ratio so I don't accidentally squish anything the way I don't want it to be. I'm going to push this up to the top here, and now I'm going to press duplicate. And as you can see here, when I duplicate it, I see this little bit of white around the outside. And I don't want that because I want all of these little grungy rectangles to flow with one another. So I'm going to hit this original one, and I'm going to go back to my toolbox and click on clear white space. And this will allow me to make the background of this transparent. It'll take that white away, so when I layer these on top of each other, they flow seamlessly together without a white box. So I'm just going to click in that white area, and boom. It will get rid of that white space. I'm going to do it for this one as well. Clear there, click save. So as you can see now, that white box went away. These are stacked on top of each other, so I'm going to continue to duplicate them because now that that white space is deleted, it will start to duplicate it without that white box. So I have my 4 that I want. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to each one and I'm going to change the color. Now, as you can tell on my shirt, I tried to coincide the color based on what the what the rectangle is saying. So a color of sunrise, kind of color of a little bit of tan, sunburn, a color of sunset, and repeat. And those colors are kind of changing with what the sun is doing in that section of the shirt. So I'm going to go up to the top here, and I'm going to click on fill color. And I'm going to go down to the yellow. I'm going to go a little bit higher here so that I'm around this yellow orange area. And I'm going to, let's see, go about to this area right about here is about the color that I want. I'm going to click on this one. And what I'm just going to do is move this up a little bit. And they're basically all going to increase in color within the same spot on our color picker. So it's more of a seamless flow into color. Going to increase this into the pink a little bit. And a little bit more pink. So there you go. So now I have my 4 shades within my rectangles. Now it's going to start, now we're going to go over to fonts. And so as I said before, in the text area, you have the ability to have access, no matter you have free or premium, to hundreds of fonts within Creative Studio. Normally when I do these classes, I show you fonts that are accessible as a free user within our Creative Studio. But I wanted to show people how to upload their own fonts because this is something that people ask for a lot. So I'm going to go to Uploaded, and I'm going to go to Uploaded Fonts. And from here, I would be able to upload a font from my desktop. And it's just occurring to me now that I don't have any fonts that are not downloaded in Creative Studio on my desktop because I have already pre-downloaded them all. So from here, you can go to your desktop, figure out what folder you want to use, and upload a font right into Creative Studio. I want to use this Good Feeling Sans book font that I've previously uploaded. So I'm going to click on this. And I'm going to start in this top. So I'm going to click Sun in the sidebar here, and then I'm going to increase the size. Now you can increase your size one of 2 ways. You can tug on the corners, or you could increase the size using this bar on the side. I have this the size that I want it to be. So now I'm going to once again go back into my toolbox and go into Duplicate. And I'm going to put that there, duplicate. Now I'm going to click on this again, drag it down here, go back into my text field box and write repeat. And I'm going to increase the size. I'm going to put a little period at the end of there too. So sun, 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 repeat. So now we want to go and do the second half of these words. So sunrise, sunburn, sunset. I'm going to go back over to my uploaded fonts, and I'm going to go to Good Feeling Script Book. So these are fonts that are created to work together, which is why I'm using them together. So I'm going to click this one. And I'm going to put this in lowercase letters. And I'm going to increase the size. I want to make it a little bit smaller than sun. Line it up. Now I'm going to I could do one of two things. I can continue to go back into my text where my fonts are, and I can continue to click this and bring this font over and over back in. Or I can just take the one I've already done and press duplicate, position it where I want, go back into my text box, and type it. You can do whatever is more comfortable for you. I tend to like to duplicate it just because it's a little bit easier. So now I have, just increase this a little bit. I'm actually going to decrease in size a little bit, move this down because that T is rather tall. There we go. So now I have this organized the way that I want to on this design. Is Creative Studio compatible with Chromebook computer? I believe so. This lives on the internet. So wherever you're able to access a web browser, you should be able to use it. I will say, however, it's much easier to use on a desktop than it is on a tablet because it's not specifically designed for a tablet. So it's also important to note that while designing on a tablet is possible, it's not possible to print from a tablet right now. I'll go into why a little bit more, but basically we have what's called the Sawgrass Print Manager. And that is what allows you to print from Creative Studio to your printer. It kind of communicates between the two of them. It helps to regulate your colors. That is built for desktop. So while yes, with a tablet, you can get in here and design, you can't print from there because it's not designed to work from tablets. But because this lives online, if you design on one thing and save it to your account, you can access it then from your desktop and print from there. So we have sunrise, sunburn, sunset, repeat. So now what we're going to do is we are going to change the colors of each of these. So I want this one, I'm going to go to fill color. I'm going to go back to here. I want this to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to go, let's see what color would work best with this. Ooh. There we go. And so what's happening is I've changed the color of the word sun. If I was to now click on rise, because there are two different fields in this, it would reset me back to just a normal color, and I had to start all over again to pick my color. Obviously, I want these colors to match perfectly because the illusion on this shirt is that they are all one word. So it would be very difficult for me to keep guessing and try to make sure it's the same color. So this program is equipped with hex codes. If you go down in this color picker here, you can see the hex code. So I am going to copy this hex code. I'm going to click on the word rise, go into my fill color for the word rise, paste in that hex code, press enter, and it's going to make it the same color as the word sun. So I'm going to do that with each element of this design. So I'm going to click on Sun, and I'm going to make this slightly darker than what we have. There we go. I have this color. Again, the hex code, copy, click on the word burn. Enter. Want this to be more of a pink. There we go. I'm going to again copy, press on the word set, paste, enter that hex code, and the word repeat, I just want it to be white. So sunrise, sunburn, sunset, repeat. Let's see. So we have 2 questions so far. How much does a Sawgrass printer cost? That's a great question. It depends on who you purchase it from. We do not sell direct. We sell through dealers. So what I would suggest you do is go to sawgrassink.com, go to our dealer locator. There you can type in your location and it will pull up all the dealers that service your area. A lot of dealers sell different bundles where you can purchase your printer through. I would shop around, talk to them about the bundles, and figure out which one best suits you in order to find which price and bundle is best for you. If I bring art from Photoshop in as a PNG file, should I set up art in CMYK PNG? That is a great question. So our inks are CMYK, but they also read RBG. So Jimmy can give you more specifics on that, but it really shouldn't matter either way. And just so you know, you can upload a non-flattened Photoshop image as well into here. You can go into designs, and then there will be a My Designs, and there you can upload a PSD. Now there are some restrictions. We do have that information on our website, I believe, under our blogs, but you can upload your PSDs. Yeah, Jimmy said most people set up an RGB and our print software converts to CMYK. So we have this design all set up and ready to go. Now it is time to print. So I'm going to click on the print button. And I want to make sure that I have the right printer, which is a Sawgrass 500. The page size is US letter. Ooh, great question, Kathleen. Can you use any ink? The answer is no. You have to use Sawgrass ink. That is because our creative studio, our printers, they are all meant to work. Our print manager, it's all meant to work together. So the printer and the print manager, it knows our inks and it knows how to regulate color based on our inks. Also, if you put a different ink set into the printer, you have the possibility of clogging the heads because all inks are created differently. And you have a 2-year warranty on the printer. If you put a third-party ink in there, it will void the warranty. Our tech support team will try to help you, but they can't troubleshoot problems for products that are not our own. So I would highly recommend that you get if you get a Sawgrass printer, you get Sawgrass inks. Now, we have our EasySubli ink and we have our SubliJet UHD ink. EasySubli ink, which is what we have in our printer here, is best used for EasySubli Vinyl because they are created to work together. However, it works perfectly fine and it still has great output on normal sublimation paper with normal sublimation. Our SubliJet UHD ink is generally made for normal sublimation and sublimation paper, but it works just fine and you'll have great output if you use it with EasySubli Vinyl. My recommendation is if you plan on using more EasySubli Vinyl, get the EasySubli inks. If you plan to work more with hard substrates and traditional sublimation, get the SubliJet UHD ink. But know that you can use hard substrates and the vinyl with each. Okay, so US letter. This we do not want to be mirrored because, as I said before, we are printing directly onto the vinyl. We are then going to take that vinyl and set it on top of our product. And because we're going to be setting the vinyl directly on top, we will not be transferring the image. If you were to transfer an image, you would want it to be mirrored. This, we do not need to be mirrored. We have our product as heat transfer vinyl. And our color mode, we want to have vivid. So photographic is great for use when you print photographs because it helps to regulate skin tone colors. Anything else like graphics and designs like this is best with vivid because it helps the colors pop and bounce off each other. So I'm going to click the print button, and this is our print manager, our Sawgrass print manager that's built within Creative Studio. Now, a secondary print manager screen will pop up, and this will give me more options for how I might want to better customize our prints, whether it's printing multiple sheets or putting print multiple sheets, putting more than one design on one sheet, or fixing the layout. That is what the secondary screen would allow us to do. And give me 1 second because it is not cooperating right now. Hold on. I'm going to quit Print Manager and go back in. And it's really important to note, when you try to print from Creative Studio, make sure that Print Manager is open on your computer. This is why I wasn't signed in. There we go. Make sure it's open and you're signed in, otherwise it can't read it on your computer. Okay, so now that I'm actually signed in, let's do that all again. All of my settings are good to go. Click print. I'm going to wait for that secondary screen to pop up. Let's see here. Secondary screen, where are you? Let me go on my printer settings and make sure that everything is working. So this is great because as much as I really, really, really want this to be flawless, it's good to know how to troubleshoot these items because people do come across issues sometimes when they print, which is totally, it happens every once in a while. Kathleen wants to know when to choose photographic rather than vivid. Choose photographic when you're dealing with photographs. That's the best time to choose photographic. Let's see here what my little issue could be. I have a lot of printers on here. Maybe it's just reading the, here we go. That's why I was printing to the wrong 500. As you can see, I have a lot of printers on here. So once you print to the correct printer, and that's why it's always best to label your printers when you install. Once you print to the correct printer, it is much easier to make sure that everything goes smoothly. So yeah, that's why troubleshooting is very important. It's easy to get frustrated when things aren't going well, but that's a few things you can look into when you're printing and you run into a problem. A, make sure you're signed in and opened up with Sawgrass Print Manager on your desktop. Make sure you're signed in to the right printer. And make sure you're plugged in because I've done that before. So there are a few things you can troubleshoot before you call tech support. But if you have to call tech support, they will easily help you. So here is my design. We are ready to print. So I'm going to click print. And what is also important when it comes to the EasySubli Vinyl is when it prints, it's going to be wet. That print is going to be a little bit wet. So we are going to have to cure it which means we're gonna have to dry it under the heat press. I'm gonna let that print and I'll talk more after. It's just a little bit loud. So, first off, looks a lot different from my shirt, doesn't it? This is very bright and vibrant. This is very dull. So you might be wondering, well, why is that? That's because with sublimation, it takes the proper time, temperature, and pressure when pressed for those colors to pop. So this won't look the way it's supposed to until it's pressed properly. But as I said before, this is still wet. The image itself is wet. So what I need to do is pull this aside, and I'm going to just hover my heat press over this image. That's going to allow this image to dry a little bit. I would recommend putting it under the heat press for about 45 seconds to a minute, and make sure the heat is at 311. Do not try to cut corners. I've done that before. Like, oh, I'll crank up the heat and it'll dry in half the time. No, because there is glue on the back of that vinyl and it will begin to activate when too much heat is applied to it. So 311, 45 seconds to a minute, just let it be. Looks like we have great question. Someone wants to know, how large can you print with this printer? This is 8.5 by 11 standard printing medium. So your paper is going to be 8.5 by 11. There will always be a slight, I think, quarter of an inch margin around it. So the medium you can print, the paper size itself is 8.5 by 11. Now there is the option to purchase a bypass tray, which will allow you to print much longer. Jimmy has more information on the bypass tray. Jimmy, if you can give them the dimensions of printing with a bypass tray, that would be very helpful. Let's see, does EasySubli have a glitter vinyl? No, it does not, but you can sublimate onto glitter vinyl. I've done it in a Facebook Live before on our Facebook page. Basically what you would do is, it works best with simple shapes is what I've found. You would print traditional sublimation paper. You would also pre-cut the shape in silhouette, put the heat transfer glitter on top of your item, then put the sublimation paper on top of that and kind of line it up and then press. It is a little bit more difficult. I personally find it a little bit more difficult, but there are some people who are amazing at it. So our Facebook page, you can find that video within our video section. What is the name of the vinyl we printed on? This is EasySubli Vinyl. Here it is. EasySubli Vinyl. So they also want to know, does this technique work with other types of vinyl? No. So we have partnered with Caesar to create this vinyl specifically for our printers and our inks. So this is the only vinyl that we work directly with. Thank you, Alex. Okay, so this is cured for long enough. I'm going to take it out. And as you can see, the colors are already starting to pop on this. And that's just with the heat added to it. So with the proper time and pressure, we're going to see even more of that color. So now it's time to cut. And that means we have to open up Silhouette Studio. Lou said 311 degrees for how long? When it comes to curing the color on here, 45 seconds to a minute is how long you should let it sit under the heat press. When it comes to pressing, that's a different story, but we'll get to that when we get there. So I'm going to open up Silhouette Studio. And we do not have a direct integration with Silhouette just yet, but there is a wonderful workaround that we found, and that is using the PixScan sheet. Now, this PixScan sheet, just like everything else that we have here, is available at Michael's. So you can find this, this sheet at Michael's along with the printer, the cutter, the T-shirt, all of it. So what I'm going to do is stick my vinyl to my PixScan sheet. Make sure it's all even. Make it a little bit easier for everyone to see over here. I'll stick it on here, make sure that it's all even. I'm gonna push my shirt aside for a second. So now what I'm going to do, I am not going to be texting. What I'm going to do is take a picture of this. And when it comes to using the PixScan sheet, it's best if you have a well-lit area and you have a lot of all of the PixScan sheet in your frame. And I'm going to, if I can here, Alex, get a close-up so you can see the photo that I'm working with here. So that's what your photograph should look like. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to email this to myself. And the point is I need to get it on my desktop. Give me 1 second because I need to quickly just turn it around because it did take it upside down. There we go. Okay. Let's go and email this to myself. And once that comes through, I'm going to save it to my desktop. So I'm going to quickly head into my email. Save image. All right, now back into Silhouette. I am going to go over to this PixScan sheet right here, import PixScan image from file. Let's see, where did it go on my desktop? Oh, there it is. Continue. So great question. Someone wants to know, can we do this with a Cricut machine? And the answer is, it depends. If they have, I'm not too familiar with Cricut, and we are partnered with Caesar, who I believe partners with Silhouette. If they have a PixScan sheet technology, then yes, you might be able to, but I can't answer for sure. Let's see. Can we scan with a printer/scanner? It depends on what Silhouette allows. I'm not entirely sure. It's definitely worth a try. The problem is going to be, it's going to scan it mirrored. So you might have to then print it mirrored and scan it so that it comes out the right facing way. I would definitely do some experimenting. Someone wants to know if you can use EasySubli Vinyl with Epson that's been converted. It's made for our printers. I can't say you can't try it, but it's definitely made to work with ours, but you can certainly give it a go. Okay, so I've got this all lined up. Now I'm going to go to my trace, and I'm going to let Jimmy answer a lot of questions from here because we are starting to get a little bit close on time, and I want to make sure we can finish this project. Okay, we're going to go to solid fill. I want to make sure that there we go. So for those of you who, I might have gone a little fast. So for those of you who didn't see, I went to the trace icon here. I then traced around this whole area. I clicked on solid fill. and I increased my threshold so that all of my design is covered. And this is basically telling my Silhouette Studio that all this area on the inside, don't cut there. Just cut along the edges. So now I'm going to go to Trace and Detach. And it's hard to see, but a faint red line has been drawn all the way around my design. And that's telling Silhouette that these are the cut lines that you need to cut. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to open up my Cameo. I'm going to load this into my machine. I'm then going to plug in my Cameo. And I'm going to press send. And I want to go and make sure I have the correct Cameo. Okay, so now I am ready to cut. So I'm going to click send, and it's going to be loud, so I'm going to let it do its thing. Just gonna let it cut. There's a lot of edges, a lot of little type edges around this design. So it's going to take a little while to get through all of them. Someone said, if you don't have a cutter, I guess you could cut with scissors. You totally could. I wouldn't do it because it is a lot of hard work, but it's definitely doable. We had a project a few weeks ago. The cutter wasn't reading it, and it was a circle. So I just with scissors all the way around it. That's much more doable than something with a lot of small edges. Okay, and I will say this was a little bit, cut a little bit to the right, which is odd. It must have calibrated a little bit off within Silhouette. I'll have to look into what that issue was, but I'm going to peel and press this anyways, just so you can see what this process of pressing is like, since we don't have a lot of time. I'm going to weed this out along the edges. Like I said, I think it calibrated a little odd. Normally that's not the case. but the show goes on. I'm just gonna weed this out. The good thing about this is there is not much weeding involved because this is all one sheet. So we're talking about multiple colors and multiple different fonts all on one sheet of vinyl. As you can see here, it calibrated a little bit weird. Not sure why. I had to look into Silhouette and see why it did that, because as you saw online, the outline was perfect within the studio. So I don't know if there's something wrong with my cutter or something, or if my PixScan sheet is just getting old. So I had to look into that, but I do want to show you just how to press this so you know. Let's see, yeah, we use a standard blade for this. Cut setting is between a 2 and a 3. So I'm going to just stick this on my shirt and press it regardless. So you want to put your shirt down. Jimmy says this is an artistic effect. He's right, this is a great artistic effect. You want to put this blowout sheet on top of it. Now, blowout paper is newsprint paper. Basically what happens is when sublimation ink is activated with the proper time, temperature, and pressure, it becomes a gas. And we don't want any of that ink to be stuck on the top of our heat press, because when that heats back up again for our next project, that ink will reactivate and it could get on our next item. So you put this blowout paper down to trap the ink just in case any gets loose. So I'm going to now press this on a light to medium pressure at 311 degrees for 15 seconds. That's it, 311 for 15 seconds. Blowout paper is newsprint paper. You can buy it at Home Depot, Lowe's, any kind of hardware or craft store. All right. So this is our end result. Again, the special effect, free of charge. Yep, that special effect is something I taught you free of charge. No, so like I said, the calibration, something must have gone wrong within the cutter, but 311 for 15 seconds is all you need to get this to stick on. And look at this shirt. This design came out, I did everything the same and it came out a little bit better. So this is what we want to look at right here. But yes, someone said, wow, that's amazing. It is very bright, vibrant colors, one sheet of vinyl, multiple different fonts and words. It is fairly simple to make, as you saw, and that is the best part about sublimating with vinyl, is that you have so many more options to work with. We have about 9 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions? Kathleen says she likes the white edge. All right, we'll show the shirt one more time for Kathleen. She likes the white edge. It is a different look. I like it too. Jimmy likes it. So cool to learn how to sublimate on colored shirts instead of white. Thank you. That's awesome. Yes. So a few housekeeping notes to go over before we end here. Please follow us at Sawgrass Ink. That is on all major platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We have a lot of stuff going on. We do Facebook Lives every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We have all instructional videos on our YouTube channel. You can join the Sawgrass Academy for free, and that teaches you how to use our products and how to do sublimation in general. On our website, we also have project cards that'll give you some inspiration and walk you through all different projects that you can do using sublimation. We also have a podcast that goes out every other Thursday. This week, our next one will go out. It's called Ink Differently. We talk to sublimation business owners and just crafting business owners in general, talk to them about how they become successful. It's a really fun podcast, Ink Differently. It is on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and the Sawgrass Ink website. That is Ink Differently. Someone said, love your Zooms. Thank you. Thank you so much. Lynn said, great class. I appreciate that. Just so everyone knows, if you want to make this project or any other project when it comes to sublimation and vinyl, please do hashtag Michael's classes, hashtag make it with Michael's. Someone wants to know, when's the next class? Thank you so much for asking, Lisa. We do not have any classes coming up in June. We have classes in July, August, and September. I don't remember the exact dates off the top of my head because I'm still working on them, but we have previous classes. If you go to the Michael's YouTube channel, you can find all sorts of classes we've done before, from t-shirts to bags to travel mugs. We have a lot that's on there and a lot of fun inspiration for you all. As always, everything comes from Michael's Arts and Crafts. Zane, how do I get notified when you have your next class? I don't know if there's any specific way to get notified. I would check out the Michael's Zoom page every once in a while to see when it will be. Ria might have a better explanation as to how you can find out. I'm not sure if Michael sends out emails or not. I will try to get that information. People love learning about sublimation. That is awesome. Great intro sublimation. Thank you. Really glad that everyone has enjoyed this class and had a good time. So again, if you don't want to wait until the next Michael's class, you don't have to, because every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, I do a Facebook Live, and it is available to watch on our Facebook page after the class has already gone live, so you can be sure to check it out there. Thank you all so much for joining us. We appreciate you tuning in and wanting to learn more about sublimation, making sure I have all the questions answered. So thankful that you guys all tuned in, and we will see you next time, whenever that may be. But again, tune into Facebook before then so that you don't miss anything new. Have a great week. A great week. It's only Monday. My goodness. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.